How did a rocky, arid cliff become one of Italy's most enchanting castles? Welcome to Miramare Castle, a breathtaking fairy tale residence located on the shimmering Adriatic Sea near Trieste, Italy. Built as a love nest for Archduke Ferdinand Maximilian of Habsburg and Charlotte of Belgium, this castle holds stories of romance, adventure, and tragedy. But behind its elegant halls and lush gardens lies a past filled with ambition, loss, and superstition. Get ready for a journey through time, where history meets legend. And along the way, let's play a little game. Throughout this video, I'll test your knowledge with fun trivia questions. Do you think you can get them all right? Let's begin. How to get there? Miramare Castle is easily accessible from Trieste. Here are your best options. Both the park and the castle deserve a shout out for their accessibility. My favorite option to get to Miramare is to get off the bus at the ICTP stop, as you can see right here, and I usually take a little walk through this hidden path. What inspired Maximilian to build Miramare Castle in this exact location? A. He believed the area's unique climate would benefit his health. B. He fell in love with the wild, untouched beauty of the Grignano promontory. The answer is B. Captivated by the rugged cliffs and panoramic sea views, Maximilian purchased several plots of land in late 1855 to create a residence worthy of his royal status. What was once a barren, rocky outcrop soon became the site of his dream castle, surrounded by an expansive and meticulously designed park. Though legend has it that a fierce storm forced Maximilian to take refuge in this bay and fell in love with it. Meet the royal couple, Maximilian and Charlotte. To truly understand Miramare, you need to meet its creators. Maximilian of Habsburg, a naval officer, explorer, and dreamer, he loved the sea, had an eye for beauty, and was passionate about botany. A man of culture and curiosity, he was always seeking knowledge and rare plants for his garden. Charlotte of Belgium, a deeply devoted wife, shared Maximilian's love for art and nature. Together they designed a paradise. But fate had other plans. Who was the special royal guest who visited Miramare in 1861? A. Queen Victoria of England. B. Empress Elizabeth Sissi of Austria. The answer is B. The legendary Empress Sissi arrived in style, welcomed personally by Charlotte in the small harbour next to the castle. The first home, the Castelletto. Before the grand castle was finished, Maximilian and Charlotte lived in the Castelletto, a miniature fortress nestled within the park. It was their cozy retreat from 1859 to 1860 and was designed to mirror Miramare itself. From its square floor plan, charming terrace and tower to its delicate entrance pergola, it was a blend of practicality and elegance. By the way, on my website you can get Miramare notebooks and journals. And you're about to see where I took these pictures from. The Castelletto offered stunning panoramic views over the Gulf of Trieste. perfectly positioned to oversee the port of Grignano. Inside, it was adorned with furnishings and decorations that echoed Maximilian's first residence in Trieste, Villa Lazzarovich. Many of the pieces from that villa were later relocated to Miramare at Maximilian's direct request. This idyllic retreat, however, became a place of sorrow. In 1866–67, Charlotte suffered the first signs of her mental decline here, carefully watched over by doctors. Her distressing isolation in the Castelletto marked the beginning of her tragic withdrawal from reality. Keep watching to find out the cause of her distress. Today you can book a tour to visit both the castle's kitchen and the Castelletto, which were recently renovated and opened to the public. There's a limited time and amount of visitors, so check the sources I linked below. When I visited later last year, I saw both for the first time. Each time Maximilian returned from his travels, he brought back something new. What was it? A. Rare books. B. Exotic plants. The answer is B. He was passionate about botany and introduced rare plants to Miramare, first growing them in a greenhouse before planting them in the park. Miramare Castle. Built between 1856 and 1860, Miramare Castle is an architectural masterpiece designed by Carl Juncker. Its eclectic style blends Gothic, Renaissance and medieval influences, perfectly matching its seaside setting and reflecting the grandeur of its era. Maximilian was deeply involved in the castle's design, ensuring that every detail reflected his artistic vision and maritime passion. The result? A harmonious fusion of European elegance and nautical inspiration, with decorative motifs of anchors, waves, and sea creatures appearing throughout the interiors. Inside, you'll discover 22 opulently furnished rooms, each preserving its original furniture, rich tapestries, and exquisite artworks. The ground floor served as Maximilian and Charlotte's private residence, featuring a Navy-inspired study where the Archduke could indulge in his maritime interests. Meanwhile, the upper floor was designed for grandeur, hosting lavish reception halls adorned with imperial red draperies, gilded accents, and Habsburg insignia. Perhaps the most breathtaking feature is how every window offers a view of the Adriatic Sea, making visitors feel as if the castle itself is floating on water. Sunlight reflects off the sea, casting a mesmerizing glow on the interiors, enhancing the castle's almost dreamlike atmosphere. How many books does Miramare's library contain? A. 7,000, B. 3,000. The answer is A. Over 7,000 books in multiple languages, covering everything from philosophy to naval strategy. Many were personally selected by Maximilian, showcasing intellectual curiosity and love for exploration. The Enchanting Park. Once a rocky wasteland, Maximilian transformed it into a 22-hectare paradise. To create the lush gardens, tons of soil were imported, and trees from Lombardy and Veneto were planted alongside rare exotic species Maximilian personally selected from across the globe. The park is a harmonious blend of romantic English-style landscapes with winding paths, hidden ponds and gazebos, and structured Italian gardens like the one near the café, featuring precisely arranged flower beds and geometric hedges. You should plan your visit, making sure to have plenty of time to wander around the park. Must-see highlights include the oldest and most important trees, the Cannon Terrace, where 7 cannons, Maximilian's wedding gift from Leopold I of Belgium, stand proudly. The Swan Lake, although there are no swans anymore, but as you can see here, we found ducks and mallards. The greenhouses, with their stunning iron and glass structure, still used today for botanical conservation. A little challenge for you. First, you should find the squirrel's fountain. And then you should check out the tunnels. These are a bit off the beaten path, but will offer the perfect refuge on a summer day. What unusual fruit symbol appears on Maximilian's coat of arms at Miramare? A. Pineapple, B. Pomegranate. The answer is A. Pineapples, a symbol of exotic wealth and exploration, appear on the cannons and coat of arms, but they're also scattered around the entire castle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, because it's free and you'll support my work. Thank you so much for that. The tragic tale. In 1864, Maximilian and Charlotte accepted an invitation to rule Mexico. However, his reign was short-lived, ending in tragedy when he was executed in 1867. Charlotte, devastated, returned to Europe and spent the rest of her life in isolation and lost touch with reality. Locals believe in Charlotte's curse, a superstition that any royal or military leader living in Miramare will face an untimely end, far from their homeland and their loved ones. Some even claim Maximilian's ghost still walks the gardens at night. If you're visiting the castle with your fiancé, beware that there's another superstition. Those who are planning to get married shouldn't visit the castle until after the wedding, to make sure not to suffer the same tragedy as Maximilian and Charlotte. The Duke of Aosta's modern touch. In 1930, Miramare Castle entered a new chapter when it was designated as the residence of Amedeo, Duke of Aosta, a member of the Italian royal family and a decorated military leader. The ornate 19th century decor was simplified, making way for sleek rationalist-style furnishings that prioritized both aesthetics and practicality. Today, the left wing of the first floor still reflects this stylistic shift, offering visitors a glimpse into the private apartments of the Duke. The castle was also equipped with modern amenities, 2 elevators, telephone lines, neon lighting, running water and central heating, technological luxuries that had never before been part of Miramare's fabric. Amedeo lived in the castle from 1931 to 1937. Despite being a royal residence, parts of the upper park and the Castelletto remained open to visitors, with the smaller structure repurposed to display furniture and artifacts from Maximilian's era. Yet, like the castle's original owner, Amedeo's fate was marked by tragedy. During World War II, he was captured by British forces and died in captivity in 1942. His story added another eerie layer to Miramare's history, reinforcing the unsettling legend that those who call this castle home are destined for misfortune. Modern history and legacy. Miramare has had many lives. In 1929, opened to the public when Trieste became part of Italy. In 1943, it was used as the German troops' headquarters. Between 1945 and 1954, it became the Allied military government headquarters. And finally, in 1955, it was restored and reopened as a museum. Today, Miramare Castle stands as a symbol of love, loss and history. Its halls whisper stories of dreams that soared and destinies that fell. For those who live in Trieste, Miramare is more than just a monument. It's where we come to breathe, to clear our minds, to watch the sun dip into the water and let the world fade away for a little while. But beyond its quiet beauty, this place holds stories of dreams, ambition and fate. It has witnessed the hopes of an archduke, the sorrow of a princess, and the ever-changing tides of history. Whether you visit for the stunning views, the rich past, or the simple pleasure of a peaceful walk, Miramare leaves a mark on all who step through its gates. Some places are meant to be admired, this one is meant to be felt. Now that you watched this, check out the video on the screen to learn all about Trieste.